Hello, how you doing? My name is Maripa Whedon, and I'm a student in Education 703, doing my dissertation on education philosophy, focusing on academic freedom. My education thinker I'm actually talking about today is Horace Mann. He seems to have an interesting history and idea on where he came from as compared to where we are today. He was one of the pioneers that came over the educational program in history based on our text that we discussed for this semester. Um, I'll get to talk about him briefly and then we'll move on from there because it's a very short 3 to 5 minutes, so I hope I can get everything in there. What's interesting about Horace Mann is he's a Massachusetts born individual that actually grew up in the church and also in the political environment. Good thing about him was his story. He used his story as a stepping stone to change the way how the education process is today. He's known as the father of public schools. He has changed the way how public school operates now in today as compared to what it was back then. First, it was just focused on the private sector, but now kind of like make it a little bit different to have a public school system available and affordable to individuals that could not afford, and making it marketable to everybody and making the education system to be competitive. Not only that, even though he was not the forerunner for providing teacher education, he also helped to foster that environment. Two things that he brought up that actually got my attention was another thing called the common school system. The common school system focused mainly on getting funds to fund public schools, whereas he projected or he actually brought up about individuals paying taxes to fund the school system as compared to private school having to increase those costs. Today, what I see is becoming, it is still a problem today when we have leaders still talking about funding public schools. Other people happen to say yes, government should pay for it. They have the pros and the cons on how that would go. Other proponents on the other hand says no, you cannot do it because it will be a little bit different. It will probably increase the deficit or things like that. Either way you look at it, it's still a question for discussion. It was a problem then, it's still a problem now. Recent study shows that public school college tuition is roughly about $10,000, and that is if that student decides to go to school directly and don't change the major. As far as the elementary level, those schools happens to be free in today, which is a good thing. The other thing he brought up was the normal school. What that required was to allow teachers to actually teach, but teach in the field that they are experienced in. Now, these days, you have some professor teaching. They might be teaching just because of the luck of getting that job. Some of them are even qualified. Some of them will be standing teaching for the first time. But the normal school system allow instructors to go to school. Back then, go to school for at least 2 additional years to get trained in teaching before they can actually stand to teach other people. Now that normal school system has changed. Up to 50 states now offering education system for instructors. They have different programs that foster those type of education. So things has changed over the years, and it has changed for the best. But that's the education thing I choose to talk about today, and I really like the way how he did his thing. He was one of those that tried to avoid discrimination in the classroom by coming up with a public school system, allowing everybody the opportunity to have the affordability to go to school. And those that didn't go to school, it was because of their own self. Either they couldn't afford it financially, but if it's free, there's no excuse to why they don't go to school. But good luck to the semester, and this concludes my presentation. Thank you all.